Well, this is a video that's long overdue. These are my honest thoughts on Street Fighter 6. I know it's been a while since it's been out, but hey, what better time than the present? And one thing I'm going to do, by the suggestion of a very lovely person in my comment section, is I'm going to compare it to Tekken 8 because it just came out and they apparently wanted me to do that. So as you can see, I'm in World Tour mode, and with this character, I'm getting ready for the release of Ed and Akuma. You know, always nice to have something to look forward to. But anyway, World Tour is just phenomenal. You know, it's got a bunch of Easter eggs, as you can see right here. You get to create your own character, and you can actually live up to the Street Fighter name by getting into fights with people. You can go up and ask them for a fight by pressing square, or you could do what I always do and just sucker punch them. Of course, on the max level, I'm beating up on low-level characters, but yeah, you can get into fights with pretty much anybody. You can, you do side quests and missions and meet all the Street Fighter characters and stuff. You can get mentored by them, learn all their moves, and apply them to your character. Now, one thing I will say about the character customization that I don't like is when you're doing the moves. So you have all the different moves. If you have a quarter circle forward kick, for example, you can't have a quarter circle forward punch move, which is weird. I'm guessing it's because of the simplified controls and stuff, in modern mode, that they couldn't do that, which kind of stinks, but, whatever. So if I want this Jinrai kick, but I also want a projectile, I have to do Air Slasher instead of Hadouken. So you can never, fully get a character's moveset. I can't have all of Ken's moves, because I can't give him a Hadouken if I have the Jinrai kick. I mean, it's nice that I can have, I can mix and match, but you technically can have Air Slasher and Hadouken, because they're two different motions, but it's just one of those weird things where it's okay, you got to get a whole bunch of different moves. If you want to really trick out your moveset, you got to do all different motions and stuff. So that's one bad thing, but there is a lot of great customization options like gear, and you can create, as you can see on the internet, you can create just pretty much almost anything you want. I had a lot of fun doing that. You can also, do your super arts, which is cool. So you can at least have all of your character's special moves if you want, because it's all about, level 1 is light, second's medium, and the other is heavy. So that's how they got around that. Don't know how they couldn't do it for the special moves, but whatever. Then, of course, they have a skill tree, which you can do with your character. So yeah, a lot of customization stuff. Tekken 8 does not have a customization characters thing, which, I wish they would. The closest thing we ever got was in Tekken Tag Tournament 2 with Combat, which I actually really liked. I wish they would bring that back. At least would give a reason to bring back Combat. But yeah, so I guess that's something Street Fighter 6 has over Tekken. You can create your own character. And it even has better customization options. Like I said in my Tekken 8 review, the customization options in that game were not as good as they have been. So hopefully that changes eventually. But anyway, what about content? There's a lot to do in World Tour mode. You got a bunch of missions. You got mini games like the board breaking. You got Junkyard and Baller Mondo, which is like the parry game from Third Strike. You got this tournament that you can do. And there's characters all around, There's just a ton of stuff to do. Luke's over there, Ken's over here. You can fight them whenever you want, do their missions. And this is just one map. You also have other maps because you can travel the world. Now, granted, Metro City and Old Nishal, the only ones you can really walk around in. All these are just one screen where you meet the other characters and do their missions and stuff. So, yeah. You see all the masters over there and stuff. So there's only really two areas you can walk around in a lot, but they're decently big. I mean, remember, we don't see this kind of stuff in fighting games anymore. The closest thing we've ever gotten is Mortal Kombat with their Conquest mode back in the day, which they don't even have now. So World Tour mode could really be a game on its own, but it's attached to a huge game already. So it's just the content in this is amazing. I wish this was the standard for fighting games, because this is what they should be. I mean, we have the technology, obviously. If Street Fighter can do it, other games can do it. And I feel like this is the best way to do a story mode. Yes, Tekken 8 has a much more cinematic and straightforward story mode, and a lot of people like that. But personally, I prefer something like this. Yeah, it's not heavy on story or anything, but I don't care, because you got so much to do. It's all about gameplay for me. I mean, going through Tekken 8's storyline was fun, and, it had some variety in its gameplay and stuff, but you could get through it in just a few hours, where I've spent tons of hours in this mode alone. I have over 177 hours in this game. I checked before coming on here, and I swear a huge chunk of that was in World Tour mode. because there's just so much to do. So it's, it's just a lot of stuff to do. I like that. I like being able to do a lot of stuff. Like I said, Tekken 8's story mode was great and everything from a story perspective and, telling a story and everything. But here, it's a video game. I want to play, And I get to do it as my own creative character. I don't have to play as characters that I normally don't play as or anything like that. But, it's a personal preference, I'm sure. But I personally prefer this. Okay, so I could do an entire video on World Tour and everything it offers, but I think you get the point. Let's move on. So, that's World Tour mode, just phenomenal. Got a ton of stuff. No other fighting game is doing this right now, which really sets it apart. Tons of hours of fun stuff to do. Just overall great, amazing. I hope they continue this, and I hope more fighting games do it. Okay, so Battle Hub is the online. Now, as you know, like I said in Tekken 8, I don't go online, but I did actually get to play online, during the beta test and stuff. So I did actually get to play other players, and the online was really good for me. I had a lot of fun. I also did a couple videos on it, so yeah. Really fun, really good. Like I said, I can't do it right now, but for the time I did, it worked, and it was really fun. All right, Fighting Ground. This is where all the other modes are. Let's go over them real quick. Arcade mode. It's a story mode. They call it story, but really, World Tour is a story. This is for, I guess, every character's individual story. But one cool thing I like about this one is that you can actually set the number of opponents, like you can be 5, 8, or 12. That's just really nice. Most fighting games don't let you do that. So yeah, that's really cool. It's a good arcade mode, and I'm glad it actually has an arcade mode, unlike Street Fighter V. Practice. So we got training, tutorials, character guides, combo trials. All of these are great for learning the game's ins and outs, and with every different character. These days, fighting games are really big on accessibility and teaching you the game. Like I said, Tekken 8 has that replay thing, and a bunch of other, frame data and other stuff. This game does too. So it's just nice to see that fighting games these days are really being beginner-friendly. Versus mode, we got one-on-one and team battle. And hey, look, a fighting game that actually has team battle. What a novel concept. Tekken 8 doesn't have that, even though it used to have team battles in Tekken games before. I don't know why they got rid of it. Oh, look at that. Okay, we're back in. So like I was saying, team battle. I'm glad that it's here. A lot of games these days don't have team battle for whatever reason. Okay, getting into special matches. Extreme battle. These are fun. So there's a bunch of different rules and gimmicks you can do. Down and out, first to get 5 knockdowns wins. Back and forth. Rules and regulations, doing a bunch of specific stuff. There's just a bunch of really fun stuff. And you can just do normal battle if you just want a certain gimmick. But when you mix and match all these things with the different gimmicks, the bull run, the bombs away, which is kind of like Tekken Ball in a way. Shocktown Mecha Friend, nice way to get little Mega Man stuff in there. Lucky Drone, and no gimmicks, So there's just a lot of stuff you can do when you mix and match stuff. I got to play some of the stuff online. It was actually really fun. So if you want a little break from the normal stuff, just have some fun. Just go crazy, What's wrong with having a little fun in fighting games, Not everything has to be competitive, So that's really nice. So yeah, overall, the content, really, really good. Like, just the World Tour itself, if it was just World Tour Arcade and, practice and versus, it would have been fine. It would have been still amazing. World Tour just puts it over the edge for everything. But the fact we also got special matches, too, they didn't have to do that. But they did, Just give you most bang for your buck. Which, by the way, this game was $60, while Tekken 8 was $70. So, it's cheaper, yet it gives you more. It has more content than Tekken 7. Or Tekken 8. I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm sorry. I always mean to say Tekken 8, but Tekken 7. It's because I've been playing Tekken 7 for so long, and Tekken 8 is still so new. But yeah, Tekken 8. Sorry. Anyway, so let's go into training so I can talk about the gameplay a little bit. All the stages are very nice. It's a 2D fighter, so stages are just background dressing, but they're all nice. Which one do I want to go to? Why not? That one's always fun. Okay, so let's talk about the roster for a second before I get into this. So, these two are DLC characters. So when the game came out, it was all these characters above, Not as big as Tekken 8, but I would argue quality over quantity, sorry. I'm messing up all day today. Anyway, every character is fun to play. Like with Tekken 8, it's like, yeah, I'm never going to play characters like Dragunov or other characters like that. But here, every character is fun to play. It's all about what do I feel like? Who do I feel like playing today? I can play everyone I want. Sure, there's characters I play more than others, like Ken is my main. And I play a lot of Juri and Manon and Ryu and stuff like that. Recently was learning Jamie and all that other stuff. So everyone's fun. Yeah, I'll never play Guile and Dulcim as much as the others, or maybe not too much of Zangief, but, they're still fun to play. And pretty easy, I mean, easy in a casual way. Obviously, competitive, that's a completely different story. But I'm a casual player. When I'm talking, I'm always talking casual, not competitive. I'm never talking about competitive. But anyway, yeah, even the DLC characters are really fun, too. So yeah, I will say, not as big as Tekken 8, obviously, but, everyone's fun. It's a much simpler game than Tekken, so I guess it's a lot easier to play characters in this game than in something like Tekken. So Tekken has a bigger roster, but I would say Street Fighter 6's roster is a lot more fun to play as a whole. But obviously both games are great in terms of their roster for different reasons. Okay, so with Street Fighter, you have your basic light, medium, heavy punches and kicks. You see all the frame data down there and everything. All these great things to help you learn how to play the game. So it's like every other Street Fighter. You got your special moves, got your special moves and all that stuff. And of course, all your supers. But you also have EXs, which actually don't take away from your super bar. It's from your bar at the top from there, as you see. And this is also how you do these other moves, like the drive rush and all that stuff. All these great new offensive and defensive mechanics. That's the thing I like. Street Fighter 6 actually has like a defensive mechanic in this. Whereas, because Street Fighter 5 was so aggressive based that you really had very few options in terms of defense. So I like that you can actually really punish over-aggression in this game. And it's really fast, very snappy, very fluid with their animation. The animation's great. Everything about it is just really, really fun. Yeah, so it's basically the Street Fighter you know and love, but it's got some new mechanics, all of which are really good and really fun. Just like Tekken 8 is the same thing you've expected from Tekken games, but has a few new mechanics that are really fun. So really, yeah, no complaints about the gameplay, really. I think I've been having a ton of fun with it, playing all the different characters. It's all really fun stuff. So yeah, no complaints about the roster or the gameplay. And of course, they're going to be adding more characters and everything like that. Like I said, Ed's coming out really soon. Then we have Akuma to look forward to, and then we're going to get a whole new season. So yeah, great stuff. So let's recap a little bit. We have amazing content, just 10 out of 10 in terms of content, better than any other fighting game on the market, except for maybe Smash Ultimate. But definitely better than Tekken 8, Mortal Kombat 1, any other anime fighter out on the market. It just blows them all away. Roster is really good. Gameplay is really good as well. So everything's great, right? Well, unfortunately, we have to come to the part where I talk about that, the monetization. I already made a video about this when the Turtles costumes came out and how they were insanely overexpensive. So I'm not going to repeat myself too much. However, some new stuff has come to light. Recently, not too long ago, they released costumes for the main roster, a third costume for the main roster. And as you'd expect, they couldn't be as easy as just buying the ones you want. No, what you have to do is you have to buy the currency, the fighter coins, which I can't actually go into the shop right now because, as you saw earlier, I'm disconnected. I guess there's some maintenance going on. But basically, the lowest amount of fighter coins you can buy is 250. And how much does each costume cost? 300. Ooh, just short. Of course, they did that on purpose. So you have to go to the next one up, which is 610 fighter coins for $12. So if you're like me, you just wanted one costume, which I wanted Juri's third costume, that's the only one I was interested in, I would have to pay $12 for it. I'm not paying $12 for a costume, I'm sorry. And even if you bought the $12 pack, 610 coins, which would get you two costumes, that's still $6 a costume. That's ridiculous. Not as bad as the turtle costumes, but still ridiculous. Like, it's just so unnecessary. Everything else about this game is amazing. Content's amazing, roster's great, gameplay's amazing, everything's amazing. Why'd you have to ruin it with the monetization? Why couldn't you be like Tekken 8, where you could just buy the cosmetics with in-game currency that you actually earned, you didn't have to pay for, I don't know. I mean, I haven't bought anything except for the DLC characters. I haven't bought any fighter coins or anything that needs fighter coins because forget that. So you can't ignore them, but it's still annoying. You know, it's still unnecessary. Like everything about this game is amazing, and then you get to that, and it's like, geez, this isn't a mobile game, Capcom. Stop treating everything like a mobile game. This isn't even a Street Fighter 6 problem. This is a Capcom problem, and this is a video game problem, because a lot of games are doing this. So yeah, that's basically my thoughts on Street Fighter 6. Everything about it's amazing except for the monetization. That's the problem with modern gaming these days, unfortunately. But it's nice to see that some games haven't succumbed to it. You know, Tekken hasn't succumbed to it yet. Hopefully they never will. But you know, that's my thoughts on Street Fighter 6. This was a long time coming. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.